grandfather passed, I asked my mother if she knew of any stories about his childhood. And she said, ask your Aunt Minnie, she knows all the stories. So I asked my Aunt Minnie, and the first thing she said was, well, you know, you come from the other side of the bridge. I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, back in 1898, your grandfather was a trolley car conductor in Kiev. He said in those days, a trolley car was nothing more than a wagon being pulled by a couple of horses. Also being pulled was Kiev. Kiev was like a ping pong ball being bounced back and forth between two powers trying to take control. The Cossacks on one side and the Prussians on the other. There was violence in the streets. There was fighting all the time to see which country could take control of the Ukraine and Kiev. One day your grandfather was sitting in a cafe when a group of Cossack soldiers came in. They rounded up all the young men. They marched them into the street. They marched them down the street and up to a building and up to the second floor of the building and put them in a room where there were a bunch of other men waiting there, wondering what was going on and why they were there. There was some confusion. There was a lot of chatter, but the guards guarding them didn't say anything. No one knew what was happening until an officer, a Cossack officer, came in and he said, "Quiet! You are not under arrest. You are about to do something wonderful for your country. You are about to do something patriotic. You are about to be inducted into the army. And the induction is only 25 years. And suddenly there was chaos. Everybody was shouting and wondering, how, what, who, when? My grandfather was in the back of the room. He was standing near a window. He opened the window, he climbed out, and he jumped to the ground. And he ran home to his wife and his 3 children. He came in and he said, I have something to tell you, it's important. She said, I have something to tell you too. He said, no. He said, listen, I've got to go because they know who I am and they'll be coming after me. It's a 25-year term and it's a death sentence. And she said, yes. Yes, you've got to go. And she didn't tell him what her news was. Her news was that she was once again pregnant. But she didn't tell him because she knew that if she told him, he wouldn't go. She said, where will you go? He said, I will go to America. And she said, America. What a beautiful word. He says it means freedom. I will work hard, I will save money, and I will send for you. Not much is known about his journey. What is known is that he made it to New York and then to Philadelphia, where he built a push cart and he sold vegetables in the street. It took 2 years, but he saved $75 and he sent it to his wife. And he said, come, bring the children. I need you. I miss you. She received the letter. She received the money. And she looked around her house. Everything she knew was there. Everything she loved was there. The little chair that she loved to sit in. The kitchen that she loved to cook in. The garden that she had to leave. But there were other things she had to do. She had to carry other things. She couldn't take those things. She needed to take bedding because there were no motels along the way. She needed to take food because there were no restaurants. She would be walking, she would be carrying, she would carry the only other thing of value, which was a brass samovar where she made tea. She would carry a big pack on her back. And she would also carry under her arm the baby, who is now a year and a half. The kids would have to carry things too. Jaime, who was 8 years old, he would drive the suitcase. He would have to carry the suitcase. Jack, who was 6 years old, he would be able to carry a bag. And Minnie, who was 5, she would have to carry something too. It took her 2 days to gather all the stuff she needed together. And then she left. She set out on the road. And she started walking with a mass of people. Everybody was trying to get